God is asking, will you hear my voice today? Do not shut me out. Do not harden your heart. I fear that many have become so hardened and calloused by life's struggles, beaten down by difficulties, that they no longer take the time to listen and reflect on what God is speaking to them. Time and time again, God sends someone to speak into our lives, bringing encouragement, a light of hope in the darkness that surrounds us and encases us. In those fleeting moments, God's light breaks through, catching our attention. And in that split second, we have to make a choice. We have to either stop and listen to God, or allow ourselves to continue to be overwhelmed by the pressures and darkness of life that's upon us. Too often, we try to press forward on our own, believing that we can make it on our own, in our own strength. It's like walking through deep mud. I remember fishing as a kid at this lake when I was a young boy. And at the end of the lake, there had this water had receded about 20 feet back. And it looked like it was solid, smooth, muddy area. And I wanted to take a shortcut because I was impatient and I was a young boy. And I decided I'm going to go right across that mud. It looked fine. Boy, was I wrong. Each step I took, that mud, I started sinking into it. By my third step, I was knee deep in it. Knee deep. Yeah, I made it out of it, but lost a boot in the middle of it. Are you facing a situation where you think, if I can just get past this? Are you choosing a direction without asking God, thinking it looks safe and it looks solid, that it will save time, that it will bring fulfillment and be easy, just like the last time I made it through? But before you know it, you're knee deep in something that you never planned for. You're unprepared, ignoring all the warning signs, the alerts, and the gentle nudges that God is giving you. Stubbornly, we think, I've got this, but we don't. We get stuck. We start feeling the weight of the world closing in, the darkness pressing down, the enemy whispering in our ear lies, convincing us that he's got us now, that we might as well give up. God's done with failures like us. He tells us that God no longer loves us, that we've gone too far, that there's no way and there's no sense in turning back. But then God, a small light breaks through, maybe through a song, maybe through something someone says, or a verse that comes to mind, like Hebrews. Today, if you will hear his voice, do not harden your heart. Do not ignore God's call. God is speaking to you right now. You weren't expecting it, but he is right there. You can sense it. It's God, your Father, your Lord and Savior. He is near, ready to bind up your wounds, to heal your broken heart, to mend you and pull you out of the mud. Surrender to the Spirit of God that's calling you right now. Let God do the work in your life that you need done, that he can bring healing, that he can bring deliverance. God is the restorer of the broken. He's calling you back right now. Listen to his voice. God is speaking.